Hi, this is Cheryl Peterson with the Community of Christ Scientist. I read a Christian Science Bible lesson read from the Bible, New International Version, copyrighted by Biblica, and also from 21st Century Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, a modern version of Mary Baker Eddy's Science and Health, copyrighted by Cheryl Peterson. Subject: God's Answer. Golden text, Psalms. I call out to the Lord, and he answers me from his holy mountain. Isaiah. Shout it aloud, do not hold back. Raise your voice like a trumpet. Declare to my people their rebellion, and to the descendants of Jacob their sins. For day after day they seek me out. They seem eager to know my ways, as if they were a nation that does what is right, and has not forsaken the commands of its God. They ask me for just decisions, and seem eager for God to come near me. Why have we fasted, they say, and you have not seen it? Why have we humbled ourselves, and you have not noticed? Yet on the day of your fasting, you do as you please and exploit all your workers. Your fasting ends in quarreling and strife, and in striking each other with wicked fist. You cannot fast as you do today and expect your voice to be heard on high. Is this the kind of fast I have chosen, only a day for people to humble themselves? Is it only for bowing one's head like a reed and for lying in sackcloth and ashes? Is that what you call a fast, a day acceptable to the Lord? Is not this the fast I have chosen, to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter? When you see the naked, to clothe them, and not to turn away from your own flesh and blood? Then your light will break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and he will say, Here I am. 21st Century Science and Health. God creates and governs the universe, including us. The universe is filled with spiritual ideas, which love evolves. Ideas are obedient to the mind that makes them. Human mind would convert the unlimited into the limited and then think to recover the original self in order to escape from the mortality of the limited. Human beings are not like spiritual beings, created in God's own image. Infinite spirit is. Therefore, human consciousness will succumb to the scientific fact and disappear in place of spiritual consciousness. The real sense of being, perfect and forever intact, will appear. The manifestation of God through human beings is as light passing through the window. The light and the glass never mingle, but as matter, the glass is less opaque than the walls. The human mind, through which truth appears most vividly, is that one which has lost much materiality, much error, and has become a better transparency for truth. Human mind is a cloud, melting into thin vapor, no longer hiding the sun. The human consciousness, often called brain, is the exact opposite of real mind. Mortal consciousness is made up of errors. We learn in biology and neuroscience that the brain registers suffering and then dies. We learn in theology that our human consciousness is resurrected after death. These erroneous teachings are basically saying that consciousness is born of matter and returns to matter to be later resurrected from dust, whereas divine science reveals our perpetual spiritual consciousness unaffected by the brain or death. Progress comes from experience. Humanity is improved as the mortal is dropped for the immortal. either here or hereafter, suffering or science, must replace all illusions regarding life and mind. Material sense and self must be regenerated. The old self with its practices must be dropped. Nothing fleshly or sinful is spiritual. The death of fleshly perceptions and habits, not the death of material organisms, is what reveals spirituality and life, harmonious, real, and eternal. Human pleasures and pains which come through mortal consciousness perish. They can't withstand the force of truth. They can't withstand spiritual sense and the actuality of being. As people lose satisfaction in error and idle thinking, they find satisfaction in soul sense. This kingdom of God is within you, is within reach of our consciousness here and now, revealed by the spiritual idea. In divine science, we consciously possess this recognition of harmony as we continue to understand God.